Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I'm Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos. And if you find yourself inspired, join my channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit. So, hi, everyone. I am just getting started working on a beautiful bias scarf, which is a recipe that came in a beautiful pickle jar yarn kit that I purchased from Aberdeens Wool and Tangles Poets. It is really exciting to see this beautiful hand-dyed yarn. I am really enjoying it so far. Now, I am doing this along with my yarny bestie Pricilla over at Distinctively Handcrafted. She is ahead of me, and she is doing the Veda series video every day in April, and she's doing a shorts version. So she has a playlist. Please check it out. I'm going to put a link to her channel in the description box below. And if you haven't already subscribed to her channel, what are you waiting for? You will not be disappointed. She is just phenomenal, multi-talented, and just a wonderful, wonderful person. So please go and check her out. That's Pricilla over at Distinctively Handcrafted. Now, as far as my beautiful bias scarf, I'm just getting started and I'm also creating a playlist. So check in the description box below also for that and see where I started and how I'm going along with it. Now, as of the last video, I had done the first two hanks of yarn and gone ahead and incorporated those into my scarf. Now, at the end of the second one, I realized that I was not going to have enough yarn to make it all the way across the row. So I lost at yarn chicken. You know, sometimes that happens. So rather than to put the project down and leave it where it is, I went ahead and tinked back. Now, tinking is knitting backwards. Okay, so if you take the word knit and spell it backwards, that would be tink. So I unknit my stitches, and then that way I didn't run the risk of losing a stitch or anything. And today I'm going to go ahead and start with that. But before I do that, I'm going to incorporate my new yarn. Okay. So that's what you will see. I'll show you where I started, and this is where I started. So this is my piece so far. Okay. And you see here, I did a join here, but I didn't cut it or incorporate it yet. All right. So you can see from this side, this is how it is worked up. And I really do like the way it's working up. I like this pattern, this recipe. I think it's coming out just great. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. And then I will show you the progress once I get done with the next hank. All right. I will see you in a bit. While I work on my project, why don't you guys grab something of yours and a beverage or a snack of choice and work on a whip with me? Had a lot of decisions to make, but I think I found one that'll incorporate well with what I already started on my beautiful bias scarf. The first thing that I need to do is go ahead and undo the knot. Again, I don't mind having to undo the knots, but if that is not something that you enjoy, go ahead and clip your beginning and end, and that way you can get started unwinding your hank of yarn. Now that I have it done, this time I decided I would do something a little different. I wanted to make a center pull ball. So I'm going to go ahead and incorporate that. Now, as I am doing this, I actually have been inspired to make a center pull ball by a couple of awesome content creators. The first one was a young lady whose channel name is Sheepishly Sharing. And I saw her explain how she made center pull balls and did it a while back. But then more recently, our yarny cousin Angie over at Lovin' Every Stitch by Ruby Baby did a beautiful rendition of how to make a center pull ball. So I kind of incorporated the techniques that I learned from the both of them and decided to make my center pull ball today. I think it's wonderful that we inspire one another, and it helps us all in our crafting to make improvements and to make life a lot easier. So I want to give a huge shout out to both of those channels. And if you have not met them, please go ahead and check them out. What are you waiting for? You won't be disappointed. There's lots and lots of inspiration, beautiful ideas, and yeah, just check them out. So now, as you see, I am going ahead and gathering the end of the yarn into the palm of my hand, and then I proceed in an elliptical fashion to go around and then periodically make a small turn so that I can continue to wind it into a ball around my thumb. This way, I still have the opening so that I can easily begin to pull my ball from the center as I am working on it. Now, of course, if you have a larger amount of yarn, then eventually you probably will have to take it off of your hand in order to continue to wind it into a ball. But this one is small, so I'm able to do so. As I am working on my yarn, I still managed to find tangles. Now, I think this happened because I was not paying attention as I was unwinding it, and some of the end of the yarn got incorporated as I was unwinding it. I took the hank of yarn and put it on my arm, and I really wasn't paying attention, so I managed to get some tangles. I'm not too worried about it because I don't mind undoing tangles when I have yarn. It actually is something that is kind of therapeutic for me, kind of like doing a puzzle, but not exactly. So it's okay. I can get it untangled, and this yarn is actually easy to work with, even when it gets tangled. So not too bad. I am making the center pull ball because I wanted to try to find a number of ways to work with the different yarns and be able to display that to you if I could. The center pull ball is very nice to work with because unlike a regular ball of yarn, you don't get the rotation of the ball of yarn as you're working with it. And you could just put it somewhere stationary and maybe just hold on to it as you're pulling the center to try to get more yarn, but not worry about it rolling off of the surface that you place it on. So that's actually pretty good. So there we have it. I have my center pull ball, and now I need to combine this new yarn with the old yarn so that I can get to working on my project for the day. As you see here, I am working on a double knot or magic knot. This is a very nice way of incorporating your yarn, and it doesn't have a lot of overlap unless you choose to keep the ends of the yarn and overlap them so that you can incorporate them into your work. Basically, you're making a knot with each end around the other yarn, and then you pull the double knot together to secure it so that it actually knots on itself. Once I have gotten the second knot, you'll be able to see the technique. I always like to make sure that I have made my knot very tight. And now I'm going to pull them together. Here we go. And you see, it's very, very secure. Now I'm ready to begin working for the day. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope that you are working on a project of your own. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit while I work on my project. Today, I am having some water and another cup of coffee. As you see, I do have to hold the center pull ball because it is moving towards me. And that's because the middle of it, I wound it pretty tight along my finger as I was working on it. Over time, there will be more room in the middle of the ball, so it shouldn't move too much as I'm working on the project. So let's talk about the yarn that we're using. This is a beautiful sock weight yarn, and as I spoke before, it is hand dyed and just beautiful. The feel of the yarn is very nice. It does glide. It doesn't cause any irritation on my hands at all. I don't mind working with thinner yarns, and so this project is really good. If you're not accustomed to working with thinner yarns, you could find that it's a little challenging for you, but this project lends itself to simplicity, and so it's not too difficult to work with. As you see here, I am just about completed. Pay attention to what I'm doing, and later we will talk about it, okay? Let's go onto the main screen and let's chat for a little bit. I am back. I was able to finish this skein that I wound up, and I missed playing Yarn Chicken because I actually decided I was going to do the wraps and determine if I had enough yarn to get across the entire row without having to add another skein. So it didn't look like I had enough just based on the wraps by itself, knowing that there's probably going to be a little bit more yarn used compared to that. So I decided to just go ahead and stop. And this is the amount that I had remaining. Okay. And it would not get me across. All right. So that's okay. No worries at all. This is my beautiful scarf so far. I am having a lot of fun doing it, and I think it's working up beautifully. I do like the feature that is coming out with the beautiful eyelets on the edges. And yes, I'm having fun. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. And again, please check out Priscilla's channel. She is doing video every day. Hers is the shorts version for many of them, but she's also doing other videos as well. So please go and check out her channel and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to the setting of all so that whenever either one of us upload a video, you'll be sure to be notified and you can check us out and see what we're up to. Have you guys ever done a scrap yarn project using sock weight yarn? If so, what have you made? I'd be interested in hearing about it. Please do me a favor and put that in the comment section. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a look at the puzzle solution for the last video that included a puzzle. And this is what I came up with. And here's the puzzle for today. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching my videos, for leaving me kind comments, for giving me a thumbs up, and for just hanging out with me for a bit. I really appreciate it. I want each and every one of you to do everything you can to be mindful, do everything you can to be at your best health, and by all means, guys, be crafty every day. Be inspiring and be inspired. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video or one of yours. Okay? Take care now. Bye-bye.